Hey, it's Sean from Open Pantry Co, and this is the Prep List. Last episode, we talked about reading your numbers as signals and how your financial position is always a reflection of operational decisions made in the past. Today, I want to talk about the most common trap we see venue owners fall into. And it's not overspending, it's not poor pricing, it's not even bad margins. It's this: mistaking revenue for health. A full venue feels good. A busy weekend feels like momentum. A record sales week feels like progress. But busy and healthy are not the same thing. And the sooner you separate those two ideas, the clearer your operation becomes. The trend right now is operators optimizing for revenue in an environment where revenue is harder to read than it ever used to be. Your costs are higher, consumer spending is more selective, the margin between a good month and a difficult one is thinner than it's ever been. And yet, the reflex is still drive more covers, fill more seats, push more marketing. And we understand why. Revenue is visible, it's measurable, and it feels like control. But here's the problem. You can grow your revenue and shrink your profitability at the same time. It happens when your best-selling dish is your worst margin. Your busiest nights require the most overtime. Your marketing drives volume that your kitchen can't convert efficiently. More revenue in those situations doesn't solve anything. It accelerates the problem. The question worth asking isn't how do we get busier? It's which parts of what do we do to actually make money? And which parts just feel like they do? Here's the tool for this week: a simple contribution margin lens. For every major revenue stream in your venue, your menu sections, your service periods, your events, ask two questions. Number one, what does it cost us to deliver this? Not just the ingredients, labor, time, complexity, equipment wear. And number two, what does it actually return? Not just the sale price, but the net contribution after those real costs. When you do this honestly, you'll usually find one of three things: a small number of items or sessions that carry most of your actual profit, a larger number that feel productive but are roughly break even, and a few that are actively costing you in margin, in team energy, or in operational drag. Most venues know this instinctively. Very few have mapped it clearly. Pick one revenue stream this week and run the numbers properly. You might be surprised where the money actually comes from. The operator move. We've worked with a venue that was doing strong numbers on paper. Revenue was up year on year. The dining room was consistently full on weekends. They've added a lunch service the year before, and it was busy. But the owner was exhausted, and the profit wasn't reflecting the effort. When we pulled it apart, the lunch service was the issue. It was generating revenue, but once you factored in labor to open, the food costs on a shorter menu, prep time bleeding into dinner service, it was barely break even. The team was working harder, the kitchen more stressed, and the financial return was almost nothing. Closing lunch wasn't a failure, it was clarity. Within 2 months, dinner service was sharper, the team was fresher, and the margin on the sessions, they kept improving significantly. Less revenue, more return. That's the revenue trap in reverse. Here's your question for your team in this episode. If we could only keep the parts of what we do that actually work, what would we keep? You don't have to act on it immediately, but have the conversation. Your team knows which parts of the operation feel productive and which parts just feel like effort. Revenue is not the goal. It's a means to an end. The goal is a venue that is financially healthy, that returns something real for the work you put into it. And getting there usually requires less doing, not more. This is exactly the kind of clarity we work with our pantry review. Understanding not just what your venue makes, but what it actually keeps. If that's a conversation worth having, our emails in the show notes. Next episode, we're going to be talking about money under pressure, and why the financial decisions you make when things get hard reveal more about your operation than almost anything else. And that's your prep list.